Assalamu alaikum, good morning. The students, are you listening me? Please reply. The students, are you listening me? Please reply. Okay, Adil, you are here. Other students, please reply. Are you hearing me clearly? Okay, very good of you. Now I am going to start my today's lecture. It is, I'm just waiting for other students only for 1 minute, then I will start my lecture. Okay. This is English literature lecture. I'm Mrs. Afshin Imran. I'm going to deliver lecture number 47 today. The topic is the great visionaries. It is part one of that topic. It is about Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Okay, this is the lesson. It has two parts. First is about Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, which I'm going to explain today. Now, first of all, you should know that what is a visionary. A visionary is actually a person who can think about or plan the future with imagination and or wisdom. It means a visionary is a very intelligent person who can plan about the future through the imagination or through his intelligence or wisdom. Like Qaid Azam, who think who thought about the future for the Muslims of South Asia, and he created Pakistan about, with his wisdom and intelligence. And there were some other leaders who helped him in this struggle. We will discuss the names of other people afterwards. First of all, I want to tell you that there are many qualities of a visionary here. You can see that it is written in the form of a verb here, okay, in which different qualities of a visionary have been given. You can, if you want to write something about a visionary or an important person, then you can use these qualities like integrity, like clear goals or achievements or aims and objectives, integrity, honesty, good example. You can write some examples, vision, aim, clear communication, expects the best, support, encouragement, recognition, stimulating work, focus on team interests and needs, inspiration. These are some of the qualities of a visionary. You can say that a visionary who can plan the future of something, that he used these qualities in himself and then started or did the struggle. Now, in this lesson, actually, some students are assigned to collect the information about the great visionaries like Qaid Azam and Allama Iqbal. In this lesson, because of that, two great personalities, the qualities of great personalities have been given in this lesson. So I have divided the lesson into two parts. The first part, which is I am delivering today or I'm explaining today, it is about Qaid Azam, and the second part, which I will give you or I will give the explanation of that part, it is about Allama Iqbal. Okay, so there are some students who are assigned to collect the information about Qaid Azam and Allama Iqbal during the Pakistan movement, as well as some other information about these two great personalities, and they were sharing this information through emails. I have explained you the email, how to write the emails, and so you can see some more examples here. You can see that it is an email written to somebody, to Huma Latif, and it is from Tahira. Okay, you can see that their email addresses are written here, and the subject is Qaid Azam, which I have already told you that subject has to be written in the email. And you can see that the date and the time has also been mentioned here. So first email is from Tahira, and she has written this email to Huma, and she has written some information. Now I'm reading that information. Listen to me carefully. I will explain it. Also, here is some information that I have found about Qaeda Azam. She has collected different details about Qaeda Azam, and she has written in this email. This email is about the personality and achievements of Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. You all know that Qaeda Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah was the founder of Pakistan. His full name was Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Qaeda Azam was the title given by the nation. And he was born on 25th December 1876. It was not written here. It is not written here, but you should know that, in Karachi. And he was one of the most dynamic personalities of South Asia. Okay, his message of unity, faith, and discipline. You know that he had given this message, unity, faith, and discipline, to the people of Pakistan, and his determination and steadfastness, it made the guiding principles by the nation, can speedily set the nation on the path of progress and prosperity. It means it has been written in this paragraph that if we follow his messages, his rules, and his determination, his honesty, whatever he has given in the messages, then our nation can progress and we can go to the path of success. He was one of the top barristers of Bombay. He had taken the law degree, if you remember, he had taken the law degree, and he was one of the topmost barristers of Bombay. He was living in Bombay at that time. He received his education from England, but his greatest achievement, which is unparalleled in the recent history of the world, is the creation of Pakistan. You all know that he was the greatest leader. No one was like him, and he did a lot of struggle for the creation of Pakistan, and he did that in his life. So it was the greatest achievement of Qaeda Azam that he created Pakistan for the Muslims of South Asia. The world has seen many leaders who have obtained independence for their people from undesired rulers, but few have achieved what the Qaeda Azam did. You should know that many leaders have done different struggles or great struggles for their people and got the independence as well, but they have got some problems as well in their during their struggle. They went to prison also, but Qaid Azam was the only leader who did this with the only the conversation with the Indian government, or you can say the British rulers. He created a new country for the people of South Asia, or the Muslims of South Asia actually. He led the Muslims of the subcontinent to achieve an independent state called Pakistan, where they could live honorably according to the teachings of their faith and culture. You should know that he had done a great struggle for the creation of Pakistan, and you know that there was a particular reason behind the independence of Muslims, that they wanted to live with their own faith and religion and culture. They have got a lot of problems in the British India. They were not living according to their faith, culture, and traditions, and as well as the religion. They were not having the support from the Indians as well as the British government. So they wanted the independent state, and because of that, many leaders took part in the independence struggle. And Qaid Azam led the Muslims. He was the leader. He led all the Muslims and all the other leaders till the creation of Pakistan. So you can see that here is written regards Tahira. You can write in this way other emails when you are writing or you are practicing. Now I come to another email. It was written by Huma. You can see that it was written to Tahira and it was written by Huma. Email addresses are given here. Again, the subject is Qaeda-Azam because this email is also about Qaeda-Azam, and the date as well as the time has been given. You can see that how to write the date and how to write the time. Tahira, here is some more information that we can add in this section. Now, Huma collected some more information about Qaeda-Azam, about his personality and achievements again, and she had written this detail here in this email. Moreover, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, you know that his full name, was the only leader in British India who was popular not only among the Muslims but also had a great respect among the people of other faiths. Now you can see that students have collected in their emails different information about their personality, about his personality and achievements. You can see that in the first part when Huma has written the email, then she has written about the achievement of Pakistan in the form of Pakistan. And in this email, which I am reading now, it was about the personality of Qaeda-Azam, that he was very much popular not only in among the Muslims but the people of other faiths as well, like Hindus. Hindus liked him very much. Christians, Sikhs, and Parsis. These were the people of different faiths living in the British India, and they also liked Qaeda-Azam, his leadership, his honesty very much. Due to his tolerance and acceptance of all faiths, some Hindu leaders like Gokhale and the famous Hindu poetess Sarojini Naidu called him the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Now, even you can see that the other leaders of other faiths, he also liked him very much and he called him the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. He gave him the title that he was the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Now again you can see that best wishes Huma. There is another email. It was written by another student Farheen, and it was written to Huma and some other Tahira as well as some other girls. So you can see that two or three email addresses are written here, and it was written by Farheen. The subject is again Qaeda-Azam, and the date and time has also mentioned here. You can see that there are different emails. You can see that you have done the email writing in the class as well. So you can take the examples from here. You have to do the practice in your home as well. Huma and Tahira, you might want to add this vital piece of information in this section. You can see that Fareen has collected some of the other information about the personality of Qaeda-Azam and his achievements. However, he was very clear about one thing. While Pakistan would be a state where the Muslims would be free to practice the teachings of their faith and to prosper economically, this is in no way meant that the people of other faiths living in the geographical boundaries of the new state would in any way be lesser citizens. If you remember, Qaeda-Azam in his speeches always told that all the citizens of Pakistan are the equal citizens. Even they have got different faiths like Hindus, like Christians, like other faiths, but they are all the equal citizens like the Muslims. Okay, so this detail is given in this paragraph that Qaeda-Azam was very much honest and he told everybody that Pakistan is the country made for the Muslims actually, but if there are many other people of different faiths living in the same state, so they are the equal citizens of Pakistan, and they are allowed to follow their religions, and they uh, ha, ha, have been given the equal rights like the Muslims in the country of Pakistan. I hope you are understanding this topic. Now there are some other emails. and it is written to Huma, Lubna, and some Farheen. You can see that there are three email addresses given here, and it was written by Tahira. Subject is again Qaeda Azam. The date and time has been mentioned here. Thank you, Huma. I agree with you. Now, here is some more information about him. Now, there is some more information collected by other students, but it is about the political acumen and the contribution what he, Qaid Azam, had done politically, and his political achievements and contributions have been given in the detail in this email. Initially, Qaid Azam was a strong proponent of Hindu-Muslim unity and an active member of the Indian National Congress. If you remember or if you know that Qaid Azam, when he completed his education, he took the law degree, he joined Indian National Congress first. Actually, he thought that at that time, he thought that Indian National Congress was the political party which was in the favor of Muslims and Hindus both. At that time, he thought about that. When he joined Indian National Congress, at that time, he was in the favor of Hindu-Muslim unity. But when he joined Indian National Congress and he worked with them, then he realized that the Indian National Congress was the party of Hindus only, which favored the Hindus only. So at that time, he left that party. So what he did, but as an outstanding political leader, he very soon sensed that the Indian National Congress was leading the Hindus of the subcontinent towards Hindu-Muslim polarization. I have told you that he realized at that time that Indian National Congress was not favoring Muslims. He was just did the struggle for the Hindus of the subcontinent, and they were not uh, favoring the Hindu-Muslim unity, and they were against it. So this he realized would result in political and economic victimization of the Muslims in the region. He understood that Indian National Congress favored the Hindus and they wanted uh, everything against the Muslims of the region. Therefore, he decided to leave the Congress and join the Muslim League. At that time, when he realized the situation, he left the Indian National Congress and joined the party of the Muslims, which was called the All India Muslim League. Soon after joining the Muslim League, he became its president. When he joined the Muslim League, due to his honesty and leadership qualities, he became its president. He very intelligently pleaded the case of a separate homeland for the Muslims and succeeded in getting Pakistan. You all know that he was a great leader. He did the great struggle for the separation of British India, and after that, after a long struggle, he got the separate homeland for the Muslims of, of South Asia and named it Pakistan. This was despite strong opposition from the two big power players in British India, the ruling British and the majority Hindus. You know that the Muslims were not in power, the Britishers were in power at that time for the British India, and they were favoring the Hindus, and Hindus were against Muslims, and Britishers as well as the Hindus did not want uh, for the Muslims to get a separate state, but it was the great leadership of Qaid Azam that he got this state named Pakistan. Now, Tahira, at the end, she was asking, have you found some more information? Uh, then other girls have written some of the email in which they had collected some other information about Qaid Azam. Now it was the email written by Huma, and for other girls you can see that Lubna, Farheen and Tahira, their email addresses are written here. Now it is the subject personality and achievements of Jinnah. It is also about Qaid Azam, but the achievements or aspirations for Pakistan. Here you can see that date and time is mentioned again. Thank you, Fareen. We will definitely add this. Now, here is the vision that the Qaeda Azam had for Pakistan. Now, about Pakistan, what was the thinking of Qaeda Azam, or what was the vision of Qaeda Azam, what he wanted about Pakistan to be in future? So, Qaeda-Azam envisioned Pakistan as a nation state ensuring equal rights for all citizens of Pakistan. I have already discussed this point that Qaeda-Azam wanted to give equal rights to every citizen of Pakistan, whether they belong to any faith like Muslims, Hindus, Christians, Parsis, whatever they have got the faith. On August 11th, 1947, you should know that on 14th August 1947, Pakistan came into existence. But before that, 3 days before, on August 11th, don't open your cameras, please. On August 11th, 1947, the Qaeda-Azam, on his election as the first president of the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan, declared that when it was decided that Pakistan became an independent state, before that there was an election for the first president of Pakistan. On 11th August, Qaid gave a speech, and in that speech, he declared at that time, before the creation of Pakistan, you are free. You are free to go to your temples. You are free to go to your mosques or to any other place of worship in this state of Pakistan. It means he was telling at that time to all the people, all the citizens of Pakistan, whether they belong to any faith, that they are free to live according to their religions, according to their faiths. We are starting in the days when there is no discrimination, no distinction between one community and another. He also told that there was no differences between any community, they were all equal citizens. We are starting with this fundamental principle that we are all citizens and equal citizens of one state. He cleared at that time that all the citizens, all the people living in Pakistan, they are the equal citizens of Pakistan. He also wanted, this was one of the future plan of Qaeda-Azam, he also wanted Pakistan to be a state where justice and merit prevail. He wanted he wanted the complete justice, fair treatment to everybody and merit in Pakistan. He wanted the people of Pakistan to be united at every moment, whether it is the difficult time or the easy days. He wanted every people to be united and to work towards making this new country. He wanted everyone in Pakistan to do something for the country. An exemplary state. He also said in his speech, my guiding principle will be justice and complete impartiality. And I'm sure that with your support and cooperation, I can look forward to Pakistan becoming one of the greatest nations of the world. He wanted Pakistan to become a greatest nations in the world, and he had given some messages, some principles to go towards that success by following his messages, like he wanted the justice and merit all over the Pakistan. And he wanted the support and cooperation of the people of Pakistan as well. Because if we are united and if everybody work for Pakistan, then Pakistan would progress fast. Alas, what happened? He had um, dreamt about Pakistan, or he had thought many things about the future of Pakistan, but you all know that he died within the 1 year after the creation of Pakistan. It was the great loss of us. Alas, this great leader had to leave this world before he could transform his ideals into practical steps. He wanted many things for Pakistan, but you know that he had no time left at that time. He died, and all the things which he wanted that were left behind. It is now our responsibility to set the future directions for this great country by implementing the Qai's vision of Pakistan. Now, it is also written here in the email, and it is all for all of us that it is our responsibility as a people of Pakistan that we have to work for the future of Pakistan, and we have to follow all the messages and all the directions of Qaid-e-Azam to make our country great and strong. If we truly want to pay homage to our great Qaid, we should try and do the things he wanted us to do and not merely praise what he did. Now, it means that if we want to pay homage to Qaid Azam, or if we want to uh, do something, we have to do something for Pakistan to complete his vision, or to uh, complete his plans on every Independence Day. You know that we are celebrating Independence Day on 14th August every year. We should think of what we need to do to take Pakistan forward on the way to peace and prosperity. We have to promise ourselves, and we should do something for the prosperity of Pakistan, and we should not wait for others to do something. We have to start our struggle. Tahira, I think we now have enough information about the Qaid-e-Azam. Let's see what Lubna and Fareen find about Allama Iqbal. We'll then meet and decide how to present all this information. Now, in the end, you can see that they have collected a lot of information about Qaid-e-Azam, and they have to they have to collect the information about Allama Iqbal afterwards. If you remember, I have told you in the beginning that actually this is a task assigned to the girls to collect the information for their information about Qaid-e-Azam and Allama Iqbal for the presentation. You have done the presentations many times in your class, and you know that how to do the presentations. First of all, collecting the information. So this lesson is about the information collected by different people through different sources about Qaid-e-Azam. I hope you have understood everything. If you want to ask any question, I will give you time at the end of the lecture to ask me. But first of all, I want to give you a quick review about Qaid-e-Azam. Okay, this is the quick review about his personality and achievements. Qaid-e-Azam was one of the most dynamic personalities of South Asia. You know that Qaid-e-Azam was liked by everyone. His message is unity, faith, and discipline. You should remember this message every time. His greatest achievement is the creation of Pakistan. You know that nobody was equal to Qaid Azam, and he was the greatest leader at that time. He did a lot of struggle for the creation of Pakistan. He led the Muslims of the subcontinent to achieve an independent state where they could live according to the teachings of their faith and culture. You know that the Pakistan got independence for the Muslims, and where they could live according to their religion, to the teachings of Islam, their faith and their culture. Now, there are some more points in the review. Qaid-e-Azam was not only popular among the Muslims, but also had a great respect among Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, and Parsis. You know that everyone liked him very much from different religions. You can see that here. The Hindu leader Gokhale and the Hindu poetess Sarojini Naidu called him the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. If you remember, he had joined Congress first, so it was the uh, title given at that time, the best ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. Now about some his political achievements and contributions. Qaid-e-Azam was a strong proponent of Hindu-Muslim unity. It means he was in the favor of Hindu-Muslim unity at first. He was an active member of the Indian National Congress. I have told you that he had joined Indian National Congress first, and he was the very actively participated in the working of that Congress. But then he realized that the Indian National Congress was leading the Hindus. It was just favoring the Hindus. It was not doing anything for the favor of Muslims at that time. He left Congress and then joined All India Muslim League. Now, some other points. Qaid Azam became the president of All India Muslim League. Because of his honesty and the leadership qualities, he became the president of All India Muslim League, and he was the president till the end of his life. He succeeded in getting a separate homeland for the Muslims. He got this separate homeland or the state for the Muslims of the South Asia. The strong opposition was the ruling British and the majority of Hindus. You know that there was a great opposition and they were against the for the Pakistan. They are against the Pakistan or against a separate state for the Muslims of South Asia. There were two strong oppositions: the Britishers, the ruling British, and the majority of Hindus. Now, some points about the Qaeda-ism, about his aspirations for Pakistan or what he wanted for Pakistan. Qaeda-ism envisioned Pakistan as a nation state. That means all the people are equal here and gave equal rights to all citizens. He wanted Pakistan to be a state where justice and merit prevailed. Justice means the fair treatment to everybody. He wanted the people of Pakistan to be united and set the future directions for this great country. He wanted everyone to be united, and he gave some points for the future of Pakistan. Now I have got some review questions, very easy questions. I want to you to answer these questions in the chat box. Please write the answers. These are very easy questions. When was Qaeda Azam born? You should know the date of birth. What is the message of Qaeda Azam? Which political party did Qaeda-ism join first? Which political party did Qaeda-ism join after that? And when was Qaeda-ism died? These are the very easiest questions. I think you all are able to answer them. Okay, I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes. After that, I will start asking questions. Okay, then you will answer me in the chat box. If you want to ask anything, please write in the chat box. Okay. Yes, now I want to ask the questions. Please give me the answers. Abdullah Hassan. Yes, very good, Abdullah. You have given me the answer. This is the right date of birth. Very good of you. Now, please, other students, write other answers. Give me the answers. Abdullah, he joined All India Muslim League, I know, but you have to write about the other party. Which party you joined first? Other people, are you interested to give me the answers? Please write the answers. Okay. Very good, Munawwar Fatma. Very good of you. Qadan joined the Congress first. Do you know about the full name of Congress? Nawal, very good answer. Yes. He was born on 25th December 1876. Very good of you. Who will give me the complete name of Congress? You are writing Congress. It is not the full name. Very good, Nawal. His message was All India Congress. No, no. Munawwar Fatma, it is not the right answer. I I think you have read about it in Pakistan studies. What is the full name of this party? Hamad, very good, very good. Indian National Congress, yes, very good answer. Indian National Congress. Now, Nawal, you can see that Hamad has written in the correct way where to use the capital letters. When you are writing the answers, you should please, you should be careful about the punctuation marks, because I'm not asking the answers in the whole sentence form. You are just giving me the answers to the point answers. But please write in the correct forms. Now tell me, what was the message of Qaeda-Azam? Please tell me, what was the message of Qaeda-Azam? These are the questions I'm again showing you. So please see that when was Qaeda-Azam died. You have to answer me that also. I'm waiting. September 11, 1948. Abdullah Hassan, very good of you. Very good, Ahmad. Nawal, very good answer. 11th September, Munawar Fatma, very good. You have answered me. 11th September 1948 in Karachi. Very good. Now, can you write something about Qaeda-Azam also, or about Pakistan? Can you tell me something about his speech? What he has told in the speech I have given you, or I have explained you. Abdullah Hassan, the spelling of discipline is wrong, but your answer is right. His message was unity, faith, and discipline. Very good of you. Can you tell me what he told in the message, or what was the thing? No, again the spelling is wrong. This is not the spelling of discipline. Anybody? Please tell me what he declared in his speech about the citizens of Pakistan. Very good, Nawal. He told that the citizens of Pakistan are equal. Very good. Or what he wanted for Pakistan, what were his plans for the future of Pakistan, what he wanted for the people of Pakistan, that how are they treated. The Muslims are a separate nation. Yes, it was the basis on which Pakistan has been created, that Muslims were the separate nation. Can you tell me, any one of you, what was his vision for Pakistan? What was his plans for Pakistan? What he wanted for the people of Pakistan? He wanted justice for everybody and the equal treatment. Okay, now I hope you have understood everything. The time is very good, Nawal. The answer is right. Now the time is going to be over. I want to close the lecture today. I want to end it. Very good answer, Munawar Fatma. Now I want to end it. I hope you have understood everything. I will upload the video and the homework today. Okay, go to Google Classroom. Now I want to stop here. Allah Hafiz.